What's up, y'all? Stevie J here, Beyond the Details. This video is going to be a little different. I'm not recording on the DSLR because I sold it. I'm not recording on the GoPro. This is from my MacBook M2 Air webcam, which I'm pretty disappointed in the quality from seeing how it looks on the screen, but supposedly it's 1080p. It was supposedly a big upgrade from my MacBook Pro M1 I had, but in my opinion, it's not. But anyways, today's video is fairly simple. How you can make more money than a doctor, lawyer, dentist, any professional job being a detailer. This year I am on pace to make over six figures. I really don't like using exact figures, but over more than 100,000, between 100 and 150,000. That's the best way for me to put that without giving too much information out. And that would be profit after I pay taxes, which all my write-offs or whatnot. I should be between 5 and 10% of taxes I'll be paying this year, again because of write-offs. And with what I spend advertising, my advertising budget is only $800 a month, which is low to some, high to others. And then what I spend on chemicals, the most expensive chemical or product that I do carry will be the coatings, which tends to run between $100 and $150 for a 50 milliliter bottle. So what coatings do I use? Traditionally, I use like Blackfire Pro, Underdog, Adams Graphene, UK 3.0, Crystal Serum Light. Really not big on using any professional coating because of the fact that I'm not comfortable giving someone a 7, 8, 9, 10 year warranty, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to see them again. And yeah, I know you do disclaimers like you have to maintain and whatnot. I don't want to have to deal with it. So, the most warranty I do offer is 5 years. So let me explain how you can make more than, I use a doctor as an example. A doctor is going to go to medical school, his undergrad, until he gets to graduate school, right? How much money in student loans does that individual accumulate in that time frame? Most people don't have parents that can afford to spend the amount of money needed for you to go to medical school, unless your family is established, obviously. What your family most likely will do is they'll, make sure you don't have to work, like, maybe buy you a car. Whether it's a used car or a new car, doesn't matter. Pay for your groceries. If you're living on campus, there's fees with that and whatnot. So a lot of times your family could, be providing you, $2,000-3,000 a month. So when it comes to your schooling and your books and whatnot, that's on you. So you go and get a student loan. Which if you're going to medical school, that's going to be over 100 grand, point blank. So once you graduate, you're going to be in the red, over 100,000. Once you get out of college, you really won't have much. That's someone, I actually have my bachelor's in computer engineering. I had to take out some student loans, which wasn't a six figures, but it actually took me, I finished paying off my student loans when I was 27. It took me 9 years to pay off, a little bit over $40,000 in student loans. And that was because I focused on student loans. Like I focused on student loans. My mom helped me. She paid about 10 grand out of it. She helped me a big time, but it was rough. It was really rough. And look at me now. I'm not even using my degree. So anyway, when you get out of school, you're going to be in the red. You're going to have to get yourself situated, with a home, car, unless you already have one, obviously, phone, the bills of life, and then the stresses of working, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And as doctor, for example, in most professions like this, you're not working 40 hours. You're working, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, sometimes even more, especially if you're a new lawyer. I've seen documentaries, new lawyers working 100 hours. You're working 100 hours and you're making 150,000. I mean, you worked 100 hours a week, So with that, with detailing, with the actual work, you typically will be around 40 hours with the actual works. I mean, upwards of 50. Now, as far as getting your microfibers clean, getting everything situated, you're always going to do things like that when detailing, but it's not exactly work, even though it is work, but it's not. So for me, I'm mobile. So like I said, I work between 30 and 40 hours a week detailing cars. And then every day after work, I have to wash my microfibers. Then I have to check them all after they're washed, make sure there's nothing in them, fold them, put them ready, make sure I have gas in the pressure washer and the generator, make sure my trailer is clean and situated. I have to make sure my truck isn't filthy, so I have to wash my truck literally, every week, even though it's coded. And just because I feel like a detailer should have a clean car. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you going to let me wash your car if your car is dirty? All you need to make is about $350 a day, 10 and a half months out the year, to acquire just over six figures, which would be about 106, I believe, if I did the math correctly. So with that month and a half, you can take off every weekend if you want. You can work 6 days a week, take a week vacation, and do what you want. And with that, what you have to realize is when I do a coding job, so say I do a coding job that's at $1,200 for a 3 year, and I did a correction on the car. That $1,200, right, is 4 days, or really three and a half, 3 days of my $350 a day is already taken care of with 1 day. So 1 day is taking almost 4 days into what I need to make six figures. And especially when you get into codings or corrections, almost if you're not okay, if every time you do a paint correction or a ceramic coating, if you're not getting to the point where you're paying several days off into that bucket that you're trying to achieve that six figures, you're doing it wrong. So it's very easy. $350 a day seems difficult, but it's not in detailing. Not if you're doing it right. Not if you know business. Not if you have the right clientele. If you're not charging, you shouldn't even touch a car for less than $100. And if you're touching a car for less than $100, it better be a two-door car. You're in and out in an hour and 15 minutes max. Like that's just how it should be. Don't worry about the guys charging $40, $50. They're not paying taxes. They're not legit, because if they were, you just couldn't maintain. I've had a very comfortable life the past couple of years. It is work. I mean, no different than if I had a roofing company or a tiling company, any physical labor job. It's work. But in my opinion, because of the lower level of inventory you have to keep per se, I mean, yeah, you're going to have all your compounds, your polishes, your tire shines, your whatever, there's a lot that you have to keep in stock, but that's something you accumulate. I have 5 polishers. I have a Mark III 21 and a 15 by Rupes. I have the what is it called, the Beast. I have, who makes the Beast? I forget. I'm just brain freeze. But I have the 21 throw, 15 throw Rupes. I have the Beast. I have a DeWalt rotary, and then I have the Rupes, which is the smaller one, the micro, I believe. But all I want to let you guys know was that it's very easy to make that type of money detailing. You can be very successful. You can live a lucrative life. And the thing with detailing is you can go as far with it as you want to take it. Am I happy where I am? No. I want to double my income in the next 5 years. I am going to have another shop since I just moved to Houston, where I'm not sure. I would be comfortable if I make $300 to $500 a year. That way I can put $50,000 a year in savings every year. So yeah, 35. By the time I'm 40, would like to double where I am now, and it's very possible. It's something that I see, and I'm gonna get there. If some advice for new guys: if you're not good at advertising, pay a firm to advertise for you, which might run you between $600 and $1,000 a month, not including what you spend in advertising cost. Pay someone if you're not good with words, because detailing is not difficult once you get hours and hours of work in. What's difficult is you reaching the clients and them actually pulling the trigger and getting with you. So if there's any questions, please drop below. This really was a test on the M2 MacBook Air's camera and the microphone. Wanted to see how they worked in conjunction. Really not happy with how this camera came out, but it is what it is. But anyway, you can make more than a doctor, you can make more than lawyers, you can make more than a lot of these professional type individuals without any student loans, working for yourself, creating wealth, charging what you want to charge, working when you want to work, being where you want to be, taking vacation when you want to take vacations. And it's not hard. And if you're not good with advertising, pay a firm to advertise for you. It might be between $500 and $1,000. I do it myself, but if you're not good at words, and wording and whatnot, and you don't know how to advertise, and it's just out of your scope, pay someone to do it, because the detailing, after spending tens of hundreds of hours doing it, has become second nature, just like anything else, and it's going to be easy for you. So the hardest part for you as a business owner in general, detailing and in general, is to reach the client and have the client pull the trigger on you, especially when you have competition. And that's every company. So hope this was informative. You know, could have been better, but this is kind of no script. This is how I do things, and catch y'all later. Peace.